Hello YouTube, I'm your Huckleberry, and this is the Kershaw Leek. And this particular one is the 1660SFG, which stands for Seafoam Green. So a little bit different. All right, let's get into some measurements. We are looking at a 7-inch overall length with a 3-inch blade length. We have a 0.09-inch blade thickness. Ooh, nice and thin, slicey. We have a 14C28 in blade steel. A lot of numbers there. And this is, of course, a Warncliffe style blade with a hollow grind and a bead blast finish. We have aluminum seafoam green scales here, and it is a stainless steel liner lock. It is right hand tip up or tip down carry. It does have a little safety there that you can engage or disengage, or you can remove entirely. And let's weigh this guy. Let's see what Mr. SFG weighs here. And 2.6 ounces. Very nice. We are under the magical and arbitrary blade length to ounce weight ratio for me. So we got a 3-inch blade and it's 2.6 ounces overall. Yes. All right, let's look at some size comparisons. Here it is against an Ontario Rat Model 2. So as you can see there, it's very, very similar. Very similar. The main difference in size is going to be the thickness of the handles and scales here. The Rat's going to be a little bit thicker than the Leek here. All right, let's look at it against the Spyderco PM2. And as you can see there, the PM2 is going to be not only longer, it's going to weigh more. It's going to be more robust in hand, girthier, if you will, in hand. And so there's your size comparison there. And let's look at it against, how about this, just for fun? The TS81, the Tucson TS81. And yes, this is quite a bit bigger. You're looking at a 4-inch blade here as opposed to a 3-inch, so a full inch on the blade. And so there you go, there's that size comparison. And here it is against the Kershaw Cinder. And so, you know, people who say this is a small knife, no, this is a small knife. All right, let's talk about it. Let's talk about it. Let's talk about some pros. I kind of already mentioned it. Slicey, nice and slicey. Good thin blade stock, hollow grind. This bad boy slices nicely. I like a slicey knife. I like a good Warncliffe knife, and I like a slicey knife, and that is both of those things. It has good ergonomics. You know, everything is rounded where it should be. No sharp edges. Pocket clip is not a hot spot. Here it is in my extra large hand. I wear size XL gloves, and you can see I can get a full 4-finger grip. There it is with a hammer grip and kind of your traditional saber grip here. Just barely 4 fingers, and if I spread them out a little bit, it's not quite 4, but you know, I can get all 4 on there, like that there. So good ergonomics. Good overall fit and finish. I kind of talked about that already with the finishing. Everything rounded as it should be. No hot spots. Looks good. It's a good looking knife for sure. I like that seafoam green. A little bit different on the coloration. And talking about colors, holy cow, this thing comes in just about every color that you can imagine. I mean, just do a quick Blade HQ search for Kershaw Leek and look at the bevy of options that pop up. You know what I saw on there? A 24 karat gold plated Kershaw Leek. Are you kidding me? That's the end of the rainbow, right? I mean, once we've reached 24 karat gold plated, that's like, okay, that's everything. That's all we got, guys. That's everything that we could possibly do with this knife. I mean, there are different blade steels. There are frame locks. There are composite blades where you got like I didn't look and see what they are, but I think like the edge is like D2. And the top is a different steel. Like I said, I didn't really look and see what the composite was, but there are composite blades. I mean, there is, if you like the overall design and look of it, I'm almost positive that you can find a steel and color or handle material option that works for you. If gold is your thing, they've got a 24 karat plated gold one for you, my friend. And so this also comes in at a good price. Of course, it's going to vary depending on steel and materials used. But for this model, which is kind of a basic model, besides the color, a lot of them are aluminum and 14C28N. You're looking at around $40 for this style. You know, whether you get a blue one or a red one or whatever color option. But for an aluminum scaled stainless steel liner lock with the 14C28N, which is kind of the base model, you're going to be looking at around $40. That's kind of where they start, and of course they go up there depending on materials. So that's a good price. That's a good price for this one, for this Ken Onion design here. You're getting a decent steel, you know, a budget steel, yes, but a decent steel with this nice and slicey, blade for $40, and so that's hard to beat. And so overall, it's nice. There's a lot of good there. Let's look at some of the cons, though. It's assisted opening. Oh, why can't it just be a flipper? I don't know why they think they have to make it assisted opening, but it is. Speed safe, which means assisted opening. That's not great. And this one can't be de-assisted. There is no detent. So it has to have the torsion bar in there in order for it to stay closed, for there to be any detent. I guess you could take it out and just use the safety there to keep the blade in place, but that's not the best way to do things. But anyway, you could do that, I guess. But otherwise, there is no detent, so it has to remain assisted, unfortunately. Speaking of that safety, I don't like safeties on knives, ever. Not even autos, really. I don't like safeties. I mean, I understand them more on automatic knives, but even then I don't care for them. And I definitely don't care for them on just an assisted opening knife. This one's assisted, same speed safe, but it doesn't, there's no safety on this one. So one, I just don't get the safety, and two, it's unnecessary. It's unnecessary. So that's not great. The clip, one, it is right hand only. At least they give you the tip up, tip down option, although I don't know who carries their knife tip down, and if you do, you should stop. No, I'm kidding. Carry it however you want. But it is right hand tip up, tip down, but there is no left-handed option. I always like I said, I'm right-handed, so it doesn't affect me so much, but I always like to see, I want to at least have the option, dang it, to carry it left-handed if I so chose. And for lefties, I mean, they have no option with this one. But anyway, so that's not great. It's right hand only. The back spacer on this one's a little strange. It's just kind of in the middle. a lot of times, backspacers in and of themselves are not strange, but a lot of times they'll be like this. You can kind of see the difference there, where this one just kind of hangs out in the middle there, where the bottom is open and the top is open. A lot of times when you have a backspacer, it's going to be like this, where, it covers the bottom and it goes so far up and stops. Or, and this one on the ZT does the same thing, where, it kind of starts at the bottom, goes so far up and stops. But this one just kind of starts in the middle, which, is not a huge deal. It's just kind of weird. It's just kind of weird to me. You don't see that a lot, where the backspacer just stops. So anyway, that's just kind of strange. And this is obviously, and there's the safety getting in the way. Get out of there. Stupid safety. And so, and while this is already a fantastic weight at 2.6 ounces, it could have been even lighter because, as you can see, there is no milling, really, of the stainless steel liners. And so it could have been even lighter. Not that it needs to be. I mean, that's just a nitpick at that point, really, right? Not that it needs to be, but it could have been a little bit lighter. So, and so overall, this is a good knife. It's a really good knife. It's a really good EDC option. A 3-inch blade is what is all that most of us who, especially if you work an office job, a desk job. I mean, I work in the office, but it's at a flooring store. And so I'm back and forth. I'm in the warehouse quite a bit. And there's, it's a little bit more than just sitting at a desk, but not much more. But it is a little bit more than just sitting at a desk. And 3 inches is about all I ever need, quite honestly. I don't need more than that. I mean, sometimes I like more than that. It's just, because I like all kinds of different knives. But in all practicality, I never really need more than a 3-inch blade, so that's great. A 3-inch blade, I love Wharncliffe blades. They're just so useful. They're just useful for everyday cutting task. They're just useful. And this one, with it being such a thin blade stock, a good hollow grind, a nice tip. I mean, honestly, this is just a really great everyday carry option for most people. You're not going to need more knife than this. This is going to be great. It's going to perform admirably. It's going to slice well. It feels good in hand. It's nice and thin. It carries like a dream because of the weight and the smooth finishing on it. It carries very well. It's just going to disappear in your pocket. You're not going to feel it. Yes, it does have the big, ugly kind of, I don't care for this pocket clip. It's kind of big, it's kind of ugly. But I mean, if it really bothered you that much, I mean, you could find one. You could find one that you did like and put one on there. Aftermarket. I mean, this is such a popular knife that, there are guys out there who make pocket clips for the Leek. You could find one that works for you. And so overall, great knife, especially for $40. For $40, you can have all the knife that you'd probably ever need, honestly. Honestly, I mean, I could carry this all the time, and this would be all the knife that I would ever need in my day-to-day. And so overall, fantastic knife. Good knife. For $40, I mean, and with all the different options, find one that works for you. Yeah, maybe a little bit more than $40, but find one that works for you. Try it out. And I think you'll find that, hey, this is a great little knife. All right, guys, so that's going to do it for this review here. If you enjoyed it, give me a thumbs up. If you hated it, give me a thumbs down. That's okay. But in any case, write down in the comments what you liked, what you hated, what I can do better. I'm always open to constructive criticism. I guess I'm open to any kind of criticism, right? I don't have much of a choice. It's not like I'm going to delete your comment if you just say, oh, you suck. It's not very nice, but you could do it. You can leave comments down below. But whatever you do, subscribe. because I have a lot of content that's going to be coming up, a lot of different knives, all different price ranges, and I'm sure that I will have something that floats your boat. So subscribe, and if you want to know when I have a new video coming out, go ahead and hit that little notification bell, and you'll be notified every time a new video comes out. All right, guys, that does it for this one. Thank you for watching, and I will catch you on the next one. Goodbye.